Lee, thanks for joining us on our technical corners. Yet again, another journey through Starrag. And today we're going to be looking at medtech component machining. Now, yet again, as I say, this is the smaller components versus some of the components you have up to 350 tons on a table. So this really interests me, actually. From a Starrag point of view, how long have you been involved in machining small complex components for the medtech sector, and what type of products are you focusing on?
Well, for Starrag acquired Bumotec about 5 years ago. Swiss-based manufacturer of small machine tools, very complex small machine tools. So medtech is one of the sectors that we specialise in now, particularly for the Bumotec range of machines. So there aren't many components that you can't manufacture, Mark, in a single setup on a Bumotec machine. And I suppose for medical, key areas for us are orthopedic implants, spine implants, dental technology, and what we call minimally invasive surgical instruments, so the keyhole type instruments and devices.
So what are the challenges and what makes you different in the marketplace from some of your competitors, Lee?
Well, again, I think it's the complexity. We specialise in machining very complex parts in a single setup. So these could be from any material, plastics, PEEKs, metallics, ceramics, as an example, with features that can be milled, turned, ground, skived, and these can be one-offs right up to high volumes. So for customers, the lowest manufacturing cost is always the main driver, but quality, very high quality, very high accuracy are also of paramount importance, because most components come off the machine completely finished.
Yeah, one-stop hit machining is obviously where the savings are for customers. But can you tell us a little bit about the range of machines Starrag actually offer for the medtech markets?
Yes, there's three main products specifically from Bumotec's range to mention here, Mark. So the first one, very unusual machine, it's an S1000. It's a 36-axis, 9-station horizontal transfer machine, and it's for very high volume, complete manufacture of six-sided components in a single setup, usually from bar. So that's a very specialist machine. Another one to mention, relatively new machine, is the S181, which is a small machining centre. It has a main spindle and a workstation for milling and turning side one, and then a second station with live tools that simultaneously finishes side two. So what this means is that customers are benefiting from around 38% increase in productivity compared to a single workstation machine. The most popular and flexible machine we offer to medtech is the S191, which is an extremely flexible multifunctional machine.
Well, I've been very privileged to visit your factories, but I haven't been to Bumotec. But I had the privilege of actually joining you at the AMRC, making some very complex parts, including a very miniature copy of the UK's Queen Head recently. Can you tell us a little bit about this machine and what it's capable of?
Sure. Well, this is actually an S191 that I just mentioned. It's a horizontal type. So there's two variants. There's an S191V, it's a vertical configuration, or a H, which is horizontal. So what you've got, Mark, is a very compact, stiff, cast iron bed, 2-micron accurate linear motor machine, water-cooled drives, 30,000 rev spindle that can mill and grind, and then you can lock it with a hearth and disengage the bearings for also holding turning tools. The workpiece is held in a turning chuck or faceplate, and it can either be bar fed or it can automatically be loaded inside the machine itself. Then there's a really clever system for a sub spindle that operates vertically or horizontally, that can be combined with other functions such as a center or a vise. And then there's even an independent automatic part-off saw that can be included in the machine. And what this means, to customers is that very complex components are fully manufactured in a single setup, so from bar or from individual pieces, and together with automation. And customers can benefit from configuring the machine specifically to suit their exact requirements, to obtain maximum performance and flexibility, and then they achieve this lowest cost per part.
Yeah, and the medical sector, I mean, they do work with some very exotic materials as well. So obviously the machine needs to be powerful and and very accurate, which obviously it is. Recently, you showed me a femoral head. Have you got one to hand, and tell us a little bit about the story behind it?
Yes, I've actually got one here. So this is a femoral head, and you can see it's a very accurate and very highly polished component, and it's a great example of how we can develop what the market asks for. So this came from a UK customer. They asked us if we could turn, grind, and polish these parts, because today they're produced in 3 different processes on different machines, multiple setups, and then they're hand polished after measuring, which kind of defeats the object really. So we've developed a process on a single machine, an S191, where in one setup with automation, we fully turn the parts. We start with the front side and the bore, and then we pick up onto side 2, we finish turn, we grind, we polish, and then we pick up the component and put it onto an automated system and start the next one from bar without a single fingerprint on the surface and a perfect component. So we've now sold several systems now around the world into double-digit numbers, and these customers are now benefiting from a very consistent quality, much better return on investment, and unmanned production 24/7 to produce these components.
Well, the machines in itself are very complex, and obviously the end products are very complex as well. But can you tell me how you do automate the process? Because these machines aren't huge, are they?
No, they're not. They're very compact, Mark. So we can either integrate robot systems as we would on other machines, but we also have an in-machine automation system that uses a series of trays that either load raw material to the spindle, or they just unload finished parts from the spindle that have started from a bar feeder. And these components are manipulated using grippers that are stored in the tool change disc, and they're activated pneumatically when held in the spindle. So components can benefit from a system that's low cost, it's operated by the machine itself, and it fits inside the machine. So it's a very, very small footprint that saves space. I think this is a really neat system, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. And automation is key to a lot of success in all sectors now. And finally, you're offering a new Starrag rent proposal for the market. How does this actually work for customers?
Yes, this is something new, totally new for the market. And this is to help companies make the step change from purchasing lower cost capability machines up to our level of advanced Starrag Bumotec technology, so they can benefit from lower cost components and higher precision components. So customers can simply rent the machine for up to 2 years, but they can purchase it at any time during that rental period, and then we take the rental value from the purchase cost. So this is financed by us. Like I said, it's to help customers take that step up to our technology.
Well, I think that's a win-win because, obviously the market's always looking for new innovations. But I suppose it's a perfect example of your philosophy, isn't it? It's engineering precisely what you value. And when you're talking about these Bumotec machines, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of a machine having 36 axes. It's just incredible. But as I say, I can understand why Starrag are very key to the medtech marketplaces. And obviously, if any engineers are looking for solutions, and obviously with the rent scheme, obviously they need to be talking to you. Yet again, fascinating. Thanks very much for your time, Lee. Speak soon.